Hey, Chick-fil-A Southroads team, thank you for joining me on today's leadership series. Today I want to talk to you about the idea of goal setting. Why is goal setting so important? As you continue to grow as a leader within the organization, or continue to grow in your career, or pursue things outside of the business, goal setting is an important part of how you accomplish things that you have. It's really ultimately how you accomplish the dreams that you have. I love this quote from Greg Reed. He's a motivational speaker and author, but he says that a dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan, and a plan backed by action makes your dreams come true. And really, that's what we're talking about when we think about goal setting, is at the end of the day, how do we take our dreams and make them a reality? How do we set the plans and the action steps that we need to make sure that we accomplish the things that we set out to do? Now setting goals are difficult to do. I mean, if you think about any time we've set a New Year's resolution and haven't kept it, that is probably a great example of how most of us aren't really great at setting good goals. And what I want to do today is I want to give you an outline, an acronym, and how you can set better goals that will help you achieve the things that you want to achieve and help you reach the dreams that you want to reach within your career and within your life. And this acronym is what we call SMART goals. A SMART goal is really one of 5 things. It meets 5 criteria when you think about setting your goal. And so when you think about setting goals, the first criteria is that you want that goal to be specific. You want it to be clear and make sure that it's has a very clear understanding of what you're trying to get. For example, you may have a goal that you want to become more healthy. Well, that's great, but what is specific about being more healthy? Do you want to be able to eat healthier? Do you want to gain more muscle? Do you want to lose weight? So being healthy can mean a lot of different things, and so sometimes we need to be very specific about that goal. You could have a goal around wanting to grow within your business and your career, but be specific. What does that mean? Does that mean you want to grow in your income level and how much you make? Does it mean that you want to grow in the responsibilities that you have within the organization? Does it mean that you want to grow into a specific position within the organization? So the first thing that a SMART goal has to be is it has to be specific and very clear as far as what the outcome is that you hope to achieve. Now, the second criteria that we want to look at is that it has to be M for measurable. SMART goals are measurable. At the end of the day, you know specifically what you have to achieve to get that goal. So, for instance, if we use the analogy again around health, it might mean that that you want to only take in so many calories a day, or it might mean that you want to gain a certain amount of body mass index, a BMI, as far as muscle goes, or you want to lose so many pounds. Within a business, it might be you want to grow your income to a certain level, or you want to reach a certain specific title or position within the business. It's measurable. At the end of the day, you can say, yes, I accomplished that, or no, I didn't, based on metrics that you look at within that goal. Now, a third criteria that we want to look at in SMART goals is that we want to make sure that the goal is achievable. We want to make sure that it's a realistic and attainable goal. So when we think about all goals, not all goals are created equally, and some goals are actually not realistic or not attainable for us. Tomorrow, if I wanted to go run a marathon, I wouldn't be able to attain that goal. You have to train for months and sometimes years to be able to go run a marathon and be able to have the endurance to complete that marathon. So if I said I was going to go run a marathon next week, that probably isn't a very achievable or realistic goal. If I said that I wanted to go play professional sports, if I wanted to go play in the NBA or in Major League Baseball, that is probably not a realistic and achievable goal. There's people who train their entire lives and also have certain skill sets that allow them to go do that. So we have to make sure that our goals are achievable at the end of the day, that they're realistic and that we can actually attain them with the right amount of effort and energy that we put forth into that goal. Now, the fourth criteria around SMART goals is that we want them to be relevant, right? We got to ask ourselves the question, does this goal matter to us? Does it matter to those around us? Does it matter to the organization? A lot of times, relevant goals are what keep us motivated in our goals. If we have a goal that we don't care about or isn't applicable to what we're doing or what we're focused on in our life, then we're likely not going to give a lot of effort and pursue that goal. So we want to make sure that the goals that we pursue are relevant. Again, we got to care about those goals, or there has to be some type of weight that goal has to our current lives, our work, or our current life situations. And then the final metric that we want to look at for SMART goal, or criteria that we want to consider, is that we want our goals to be time bound. We want to make sure that at the end of the day, we put time frames around that goal. A lot of times, if we leave goals open-ended, the reality is that we don't end up pursuing them. We kind of let days go by to weeks that turn into months and then eventually into years. And before we realize it, we have these goals that we haven't even pursued because we didn't pursue and put time boundaries around that. So we got to make sure that our goals are also time bound. Know specifically, is this something that I want to achieve in the next week? Is it something that I'd like to achieve within the next couple of months? Or maybe it's within the next year. But I would encourage you, every goal, break it down and figure out what is it specifically about this goal that I can get done in a shorter time frame that builds into a long-term goal. Now, again, remember, SMART goals, what they're there to help us provide clarity and focus and motivation to actually achieve our goals, to make our dreams come true. And so when we think about the criteria, what makes a SMART goal? Remember, you want it to be specific, you want it to be measurable, you want it to be achievable, you want it to be relevant, and then you want it to be time bound. If you focus on those criteria when you set your goals, not only are you going to set better goals, but you're going to set goals that you're more likely to achieve and that are more likely to push you forward to reach the dreams that you want. So thank you for leaning into your growth journey at Chick-fil-A. Thank you for thinking about how you can set better goals that will help you grow within your life and grow within the business here at Chick-fil-A.